One of the things I don't think many women realize is the impact that they can have on their spouse or their partner. I have realized over the years, and of course in writing this book too, that women have significantly more impact or authority than they realize that they do, or even that men realize that they do. You know, I've noticed over the years that as a man, like when I'm tired mentally, when I'm beat down, broke down, exhausted, tired, and I need a pick me up, I need help, I need strength, I need support, the greatest resource or destruction sits in the hands of a woman, like a partner. She either has the ability to like strengthen me, lift me up, help restore me, encourage me, and like really refill that cup, or to just tear me down even further. And there's really no in between. It's literally like, oh, I lift you up, or I just completely come crashing down. And for a long time, I really questioned how a woman had that kind of impact. How did she have that kind of authority and ability to do that? Like as a man, you know, I can take a beating from a man, not a big deal. I can give one, not a big deal. You know, life doesn't really have the ability in general to like truly crush me. It can be overwhelming sometimes, but it doesn't ever really break me. But a woman, woo, baby, could just destroy you from the inside out. And I found it so interesting. So I spent a lot of time with God. I was like, God, how is it possible that a woman can destroy a man the way that she can? How is it possible she can build a man the way that she can? And he was like, well, that's what I created them to do. That's what a helpmeet is. It's the divine equal opposite of a man. She's your equal in authority and in significance and in power and in influence. She's your Ezer Kenegdo. And I found that profound. And so what I did was I went and did a whole bunch of research for a whole year, and I wrote a book on it called The Significance of a Woman. I would be lying if I said that this content did not heal a pretty significant wound that existed inside of me from dealing with women, you know, and being married for as long as I was. But there is so much more authority that you have to influence your husbands than you realize. And it's so normal and natural for a woman who exists in a place where she feels like she's not being led properly, or she feels like she's not being admired properly, or this, that, or the other, to step into those voids to try and solve those problems herself, instead of creating invitation or opportunity through praise and challenge, to invite her husband into that growth or into that place to fill those roles for her. It's very normal, it's very natural for her to step in and do it herself. And this makes sense because scripture tells us in Genesis 3:16 that a woman's desire will be for her husband all the days of her life. And the word desire there is a parable. It's referencing almost like water, a stream coming to and fro, that says that she will have a natural inclination to turn away from relying on God, to turn towards relying on a man. And likewise, it says her husband will lord over her all the days of his life. And this is also a parable that says that he will have a natural inclination to turn away from God and to rely on the words of God to lead her, and will attempt to lead her himself. So a woman submitted to herself, not to the Lord, or to her husband and not to the Lord, will step into voids when the husband fails. And she'll take control, or she'll start solving the problems, or she'll start leading the family herself. And sort of what happens there is she will inadvertently start to tear down her husband through criticism or critique, or just hyper independence, or just a lack of reliability or appreciation, or whatever. She will start to deteriorate his ability to lead. And that's an authority that she has. She can do that because she exists on the inside. Like if a marriage were a home, she would be the frame and the trusses, and he would be the roof and the walls, right? And when things rot from the inside, it collapses. And where do we see this? We see this in the Garden of Eden, that the serpent didn't attack Adam first. He bypassed Adam and went to the interior, which was Eve. She broke, then he broke, right? Now, why did he have access to her? Well, because Adam's walls weren't up properly. He let the serpent in. He failed first, and then he collapsed under the, he followed Eve's leadership, and then he blamed her. The whole mess was bad. Adam was definitely to blame. Eve had a lot of responsibility too, but we see that. And so I wrote this book for marriages. I'm writing the male version too. It'll be a together book that learning about her, and then I'm working on another one to be about the man. And so it's a partnership book. But I wrote it for the women to learn who they are and how powerful they are and how significant they are. But I also wrote it for the male audience to learn about your wives. How do I see her? How do I view her? How does God view her? How do I treat her? How do I praise her? And it's incredible. Here, I'll read the opening. It's called The Significance of a Woman. It's available worldwide on Amazon. If you're in the US, the link is in my bio. But here is the opening of the book. This is the intro, right? The Significance of a Woman, restoring the design of dignity, purpose, and spiritual authority. From the dust of Eden to the foot of the empty tomb, woman has stood as a reflection of divine intention. She is not an afterthought, but the final movement in God's creative symphony. And yet her image has been distorted by centuries of misinterpretation, cultural suppression, and theological negligence. This book is a call to remembrance, a restoration of what has always been true. We will not look to tradition, but to the original text. We will journey through the Masoretic Hebrew of Genesis to uncover the truth of what it means to be a helpmeet, a phrase that has been long misunderstood. We will walk beside Hagar, Hannah, Deborah, Mary, and the Samaritan woman to see how the God of Scripture consistently dignifies and reveals himself to women. The significance of a woman is not about elevating one gender over the other. It is about realignment, healing the heart of a daughter who has only ever heard that she must serve. It's beautiful. At the end of every chapter, there's a devotional, and behind every devotional, there's an entire page specifically for notes. Anyway, what brought that up? Lately, I've been really tired, and I have been asking, gosh, man, a woman that could just lift me up. And it's a prayer that I've prayed for a long time, is that I need, like years, I need strength, and I need a wife or woman that can be there to strengthen me. And I look forward to the day that that's possible. So anyway, women, go hold your husbands, go love your husbands, go pour into them, learn to step out of that place where you need to control, where you're afraid. Let the Lord handle all of those problems. Pray over your marriage, pray over your homes, pray over your heart posture. Pray more for yourself than you do your spouse. Lord, make me into a better person. Show me how to love in this season. Let me be the virtuous wife whose actions may redeem the heart of an unbelieving husband. Teach me how to create invitations for him to step into. Show me how not to try to lead my home out of fear, but to create opportunity to trust him and to pour into him so he can step into him. Show me how to build the man the way that he is meant to cover me. And it's, oh gosh. Anyway, I love you, and I hope that helps.